Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm back, obviously, playing in my Super Bowl. I haven't put up a Super Bowl in a while, so I'm trying to get up some good gameplay for you guys. A couple of things I want to talk about while this game is going on. I made a few changes to the team. I picked up, I actually borrowed him from one of my subs. His name is KSI Ajax. He let me borrow his Adrian Peterson. I switched him for Walter Payton, just so I get some Peterson gameplay up. And he's been. I'm up and down with him. I mean, lately he's been pretty good for me, but overall, I'm still mixed on him. He's definitely a beast. I'm not going to say he's not, but I got to win a couple more games and some Super Bowls with him before I can say that I'm sold on him yet. And so I got him, and obviously I picked up the 99 overall Burres. I did the set for him. I told you guys how I got him, but I'll tell you again for the new people. Last week when they announced, when it came out, look at that user pick by Roll. I'll tell you, Roll has been so good for me. Everyone bags on him because of his stats, but I'll tell you right now, if you're good at usering and you want a good player, Roll's it. I mean, he's gotten so many interceptions for me. It's not even funny. I mean, so many. But anyway, so last week they announced Burres was coming out, and there was only 2 collectibles up all week. And I mean, I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked, and then I opened packs. I had over 1 million coins. I opened up packs. I couldn't find any. Didn't get any collectibles. So what I did was I bought the 2 collectibles that had been up the whole time. Then about midweek, another one came up, so I got him. And all the packs that I opened, I wound up getting some really good pulls out of it, so I sold off the stuff that I had. I got my coins backed up to where they were. And then I went on the trade block, and I saw that someone had the Burres. There's Burres right now. Look at him running for a touchdown. That's how you make your Super Bowl debut. So, someone had the last collectible that I needed. Okay, for the Burres set. So I traded him the 99 overall 24-hour edition of Rob Gronkowski, because anybody in the right mind would be stupid not to make that trade. So he took the trade, obviously. But what I did was, right after that, I went back onto the auction block because I had the coins to do it, and I bought the Gronkowski off the auction block, so I never lost him. Because the way I figured it, I could trade for the collectible, and I had Gronkowski anyway. And if the guy said no, I still kept my Gronkowski. I would have bought the other one, and I would have just sold them anyway, got my coins back regardless. So there was no way for me to lose in that deal, and it turned out to be a win for both sides, because he traded, like I said, got a hardcore player, and then I traded and got my collection. And Burres is nasty. I mean, he is nasty. He's probably the second or third best receiver in the game now. Obviously, Calvin Johnson's a god, so he's not going to be better than him. But for the most part, I would say he's probably the second best receiver behind Calvin Johnson. I can't think of who would be number 2 behind Johnson other than Burres. So I'm really excited for him. Oh, man, I'll tell you. The lag is real today. I mean, I've been going through so much lag, it's not even funny. I played 3 games, and I was killing people. One guy, I was up 27-7, and network timeout. Then I was playing another guy. I was up 21-6, network timeout. Then I was playing another guy. I was down by 7, but I was getting the ball at half. He kicked the ball off. I started running out, network timeout. So I lost 3 straight games, and 2 of them I lost in the same season. So it knocked me out of the playoffs. So I had to start a whole new season again. And then the first game of that season, I got network timeout again. That whole thing is fishy to me, only because if there's a network timeout, you would think that you'd be disconnected from Xbox Live, but no time was I disconnected from Xbox Live. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that every guy that I played had a lag switch, because that's highly unlikely 3 times in a row, but it's just still fishy to me how you get network timeout 3 straight times, but you don't get disconnected from Xbox Live. But anyway, so one of the things I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys have been watching the NFL, the top players, the top 100 players of 2014, but I'm kind of disgusted, and I'll tell you why. As a Giants fan, obviously, I love Eli Manning, okay? The guy's a phenomenal quarterback. Anyone that says he's not doesn't know football. That sucks. That sucks, man. I went off sides. Oh well. I guess I would have I would have thrown that pass too if he went off sides on me. But anyway, so you look at Eli Manning. Okay, his career stats. He's got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's got almost 40,000 yards. And he's got, oh my God, Brandon Browner. Thank you very much. That's a game-saving touchdown. I'm sorry, game-saving, touchdown-saving interception. So he's got 40,000 yards, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 259 touchdowns or something like that for his career. Okay? He never gets hurt. Okay? He's had a revolving door of wide receiver pretty much throughout his career. He started off with Amani Toomer, Ike Hilliard, and Jeremy Shockey. Then it was Toomer, Burres, and Shockey. Then it was I'm trying to remember now who came after that. It was Nix, Manningham, and Kevin Boss. Then it was Cruz, Manningham, and Ballard. Then it was Cruz, Randall, and Martellus Bennett. Then it was Cruz, Randall, and Brandon Myers. Now it's Cruz, Randall, Beckham, and Donnell. I mean, the guy's he hasn't had the same group of wide receivers for any consistent. There's Burres again. He hasn't had consistent wide receivers pretty much his whole career. And yet, he still gets the job done. Now, on top of that, his offensive line is just horrendous. You put any quarterback behind his offensive line, and they're going to get sacked all over the place. I mean, I've seen it where he takes the ball, snaps it, and he's practically getting sacked as he's snapping the ball. Then he throws balls to his receivers. They hit his receivers right in their hands, and the ball pops out of their hands and gets picked off. But that's all Eli's fault, right? Eli throws picks, and he's got no running game. Now, last year, okay, he comes in. He's got to learn a brand new offense. Still got no offensive line. Still has no running game. And he puts up 4,410 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 14 picks. 5 of those picks came in one game. So, if you took that one game out, all right, the guy threw 8 picks all year, 9 picks all year. 9 picks all year. Now, I understand he can't take the game out, and he threw the picks, but my point is that for 15 other games, he only threw 9 picks. All right, that's pretty damn good. So now, the reason I'm bringing all this up is because the top 100 is out, okay? And they said 11 quarterbacks made it. All right? And I could pretty much... the list isn't complete yet. They haven't done all the shows yet. But you can pretty much tell who's going to be in it as far as like some of the top quarterbacks. But the fact that Joe Flacco made it, Matt Ryan made it, and Cam Newton making it in there is just a joke. An absolute joke. Okay? Cam Newton had 3,127 yards passing, 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He rushed for 539 yards and 5 TDs. Okay? So if you add up his rushing yards and his passing yards with his touchdowns, it comes out to 3,666 yards and 23 touchdowns. Eli Manning threw for almost 1,000 yards more and 7 more and 7. Look at Browner. Look at Browner. If you add up Newton's numbers, let me start this over. He threw for, his total yards between rushing and passing is 3,666 yards and 23 touchdowns. Eli threw for more yards and touchdowns than Cam Newton rushed and threw for. Okay? And yet Cam Newton made it to the top 100. That's a fucking joke. Okay, Joe Flacco, 3,986 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Eli threw for 600 yards more, 3 more touchdowns, 2 more picks. All right? Now, this is my guess, and I hope to God that I'm wrong. Okay? The 3 that made it so far, Flacco, Ryan, and Newton. My guess is that trash-ass Russell Wilson's going to make it. Phillip Rivers is going to make it. Overrated, can't win on the road. All I can do is throw for yards. Drew Brees is going to make it. Tom Brady is going to make it. He deserves it. Roethlisberger is going to make it. He deserves it. Luck is going to make it. He deserves it. Rodgers is going to make it. He deserves it. And Peyton Manning is going to make it. He deserves it. Okay? But out of all these 11 quarterbacks, Flacco, Ryan, Newton, Wilson, Rivers, Brees, Brady, Roethlisberger, Luck, Rodgers, and Peyton. Russell Wilson does not deserve to make this list. Okay? Cam Newton does not deserve to make this list. Okay? They're garbage. Russell Wilson's numbers. 3,475 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 picks. He rushed for 849 yards. His total yards, 4,324 total yards, 26 total touchdowns. Again, Eli Manning threw for more yards and more touchdowns than Russell Wilson ran and threw for. And yet, these guys are going to get in the top 100 over Eli Manning. Meanwhile, Eli Manning just does nothing but put up, big numbers every year. And again, I'm going to say it again. Stop giving me the argument about the interceptions, okay? Because I'm going to say it one more time. You put any quarterback behind that line without a running game, and let's see how good they do. All right? Now you project Eli Manning's numbers, okay, for the rest of his career. He's going to play for probably another five or 6 years. If he plays at an average level, just average, okay, of 2,500 yards a year and say 20 touchdowns. Now, by today's standards, that's average at best. That's like first-year rookie numbers. Okay, but let's, for the sake of this conversation, now look at Mukamara. That's a meaningless pick, though, unless I score with it. All right. So you project Eli Manning's numbers, okay, at an average level, 2,500 yards a year, 20 touchdowns. That is going to put him 6th all time behind Brees, Favre, Brady, Peyton, and Marino. That's it. Just those 5 guys. Those are the only guys that are going to be ahead of Eli Manning. And yet, somehow Eli Manning still does not get any respect, and I just don't understand it. Okay? 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Look at Peterson. That's speed. There was nothing I could do to score on that. I just had to get as far as I could. But that's going to put him. Okay, that's going to put Eli. Let me just do these numbers for you real quick. Hey, look at Eli. Speaking of the devil. Oh, and Eli rushed for a touchdown this year too. So he's actually got 31 total touchdowns. So let's say he's got 40,000 yards right now. All right. Let's say he plays another 6 years, 2,500 yards a year. Okay. And then 20 touchdowns a year. So That'll put him at, for his career, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to do this and play at the same time. Okay, that's going to put him at 379 touchdowns for his career. Okay? And it's going to put him at 55,000 yards for his career. And that's at a below average, that's at 2,500 yards a year and 20 touchdowns. Okay? Now, bump those numbers up. And let's say that he plays like he did this year. And throws for, another 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. Okay? The guy's going to finish his career with probably over 400 touchdowns and probably 60,000 yards. But people are going to trash Eli and say that he's garbage, he's a bum, he throws picks, and all that. I don't want to hear it. Because his numbers, his career numbers speak for themselves. And like I said, the fact that he's not on the, that he's probably not going to make the top 100 is a fucking joke. It's an absolute joke. Now, like I said, the whole list hasn't been completed yet. They haven't released it all yet. I'm going to keep watching every week, and maybe they'll surprise me and he makes it. If he does, I'll take back what I said. But regardless of all that, Eli Manning is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Any way you slice it, whether you want to admit it or not, if you're a filthy fucking savage Eagles fan and you don't want to give him his credit, that's fine. If you're a Dallas fan who wants to suck on Choke Romo's dick and not give him credit, that's fine. And I'll give Tony Romo his credit. Tony Romo, I forgot to put, he's on, I didn't even put him on this list. He's probably going to make it over somebody. I completely forgot about Romo. So, he's probably going to make it over one of the guys that I just talked about. And this guy's just having a bad day right now. I'm destroying him. So, what if you're a Redskins fan and you want to, RG3, let's run around with our quarterback because running quarterbacks win. Tony Romo, the filthy Eagles, who they don't even know who their quarterback is. Give me Eli Manning all day long. The guy clutch as hell. He never gets hurt. He's been there for, this is going to be his 12th year now. All right, I'll take Eli Manning all day long. And he's already proven that you put him behind an offensive line and give him a running game, and he can throw the ball at anybody. In 2011, he threw for 4,950 yards or something like that. I don't remember how many touchdowns. I forget, but I know he set the NFL record for most fourth quarter touchdowns in a season. He has the NFL record. Not to mention all the road playoff games that he won. Yes, and some idiot. This was a while ago. Speaking of Eli in the Hall of Fame, some jackass. I mean, this guy must have been a 12-year-old. I don't know. He said something to me about how Michael Vick. He goes, you're just mad because Michael Vick is going to be in the Hall of Fame and Eli Manning won't. Michael Vick, he'll be in the dog killing Hall of Fame, and that's about it. Michael Vick won't even sniff the Hall of Fame. Okay. You look at his. I'll look. You know what? Just for the sake of the argument, again, I got to look up Michael Vick's career numbers. Okay. The guy he's only played a full season once, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? I think he's only played a full season once. Yeah, he runs the ball. Let me keep running the ball because I'm Michael Vick and I can't throw, so I need to run. But Michael Vick's going to make the Hall of Fame over Eli Manning? Like, get the fuck out of here. You want to talk about a joke. Alright, so let me give you Vick's stats. Alright, his career stats. He's been playing for he's been playing for 12 years. Alright. 12 years. Eli Manning's been playing for 12 years. Okay? Michael Vick, he's got 22,093 passing yards for his career for 12 years. Okay? He's got 131 touchdowns for his career. Alright? His rushing yards. Now here's where his rushing yards come into play a little bit. He's got 6,000 yards rushing for his career. And he's got 36 rushing touchdowns. So, let's do the math on that. Add up his rushing numbers with his passing numbers. He's got 28,000 total yards, and what is that? 131 and 36.
167.
So he's got 167 total touchdowns and 28,000 yards total. Eli Manning's got over 100 touchdowns more passing, and he's got 14,000, 15,000 more yards passing than Vic's got in total. But Michael Vick's going to make the Hall of Fame before Eli Manning. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like I said, that's got to be a 12-year-old, who believes all the Madden hype on Vic. Because that's all Vic is good for is Madden, and he's not even good for that. People that use Michael Vick are garbage because all they do is run around with him. Real skill. Let me just keep running around with Vic because I can't throw the ball. You guys heard me say this a million times. Running quarterbacks don't win. I'm tired of these people jumping on that bandwagon of running quarterbacks. Just nonsense. Man, this guy's getting. This guy has got to be the most unlucky guy. He's got all the completions in the world, but he's got 4 picks. I made him fumble twice now. One of them I obviously didn't recover, but still. I'll give him credit, though. He's hanging in there. You know what I think he's going for? He's going for a pride drive. He wants to put up at least 1 touchdown. I don't blame him. I respect that. But back to the whole point of the conversation. Okay? People that piss on Eli Manning, okay, they're just dishonest. You need to look at it objectively, okay, and look at the body of work, look at his numbers, and all that, and realize that the guy's a Hall of Fame player. Any way you want to slice it, he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know what that was. It should have been a pick. But that's... You want to talk about objective, okay? I'll give you Tony Romo's numbers, okay? Just so you don't say that I'm biased because I'm a Giants fan. Okay, Tony Romo. If Tony Romo wins the Super Bowl, I'll say that he's probably a Hall of Fame quarterback. I would almost guarantee he's a Hall of Fame quarterback if he wins the Super Bowl. If he doesn't, then he's probably not going to make the Hall of Fame. He might, but I doubt it. But let me give you his numbers real quick. And again, I apologize because I'm trying to do this while I'm playing. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. That was a nice play. I wanted a touchdown, too. Alright, so Romo's been playing for 12 years, too. But he didn't become a starter until 3 years after. So he's really been playing for 8 years. Alright. He's got 33,000 yards and 110 touchdowns. It's actually not as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought his numbers would be better than that, to be honest with you. Well, I'm sorry. No, I take that back. He's got 242 touchdowns, so his numbers are better. His numbers are good. So he's got 33,000 yards, 242 touchdowns, and 110 interceptions. So his interception total is actually very low. That's 2 to 1. That's more than 2 to 1 ratio touchdown to interception. So that's pretty damn good. And this year too, he had 3,705 yards. 34 touchdowns, 9 picks. So my point being is that Romo's a damn good quarterback, and if he would win a Super Bowl, he'd probably be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he'd probably be in the Hall of Fame. But my point being is, and why I said that is because I'm trying to show you that I'm honest about it and I'm being objective about it, and I'm not just being biased because it's Eli. But people need to start giving Eli some respect. And I didn't mean to make this whole video about an Eli rant, but it was just something I've been thinking about for a while, and this is a good forum for me to say it. The other thing I want to talk about is a couple people have been giving me a little bit of flack when I've been doing my videos, saying that that I complain a little bit too much, and I've been trying very hard not to do that. And it's not like I come out and start the game and say, all right, I want to complain in this video. I always start out every game like it's going to be a fun game, legit game, and competitive and whatever. And it's just whatever. It's how my opponent, what they do if they're doing fag D or just doing trash rollouts every play, 2-point conversions, onside kicks, all that nonsense. Stuff like that is what's going to dictate how my commentary is going to go. I don't purposely set out to complain and be angry and all that. But the other thing is, I've got a little bit of heat for posting bullshit videos about when plays that happen that shouldn't happen. But the reason I do that is because I think it should be pointed out that stuff's going on, and EA Sports should be ashamed of themselves for letting some of that stuff happen. Because you got to think about it like this: anyone that uses fag D and all that shit, in a way they're stealing from us. Okay, we pay for the Xbox, which depending on when you got it was at least $300. You're paying for the Xbox Live, which is $60. You're paying for Madden, which was $60. All right, so you're talking about you spent over $400 on the system, the game, the service, the whole bit, and people are using fag D. So you can't play the game the way the game was designed to be played because people are fucking cheating you. So in a way, they're stealing money out of your pocket. Okay? On top of that, as I just won my Super Bowl, which is cool, let me just show you Burres' stats real quick. On top of that, when stuff happens the way it happens with EA Sports and, calling a guy that takes 4 steps and crosses the end zone, calling that a drop pass, and or when you get an interception but your momentum carries you into the end zone for a safety. That happened to me today. I picked off a ball and my momentum carried me into the end zone. I tried running out and I got tackled for a safety. So stuff like that needs to be pointed out, because maybe if enough of us do it, enough of us complain about it, maybe they'll actually fix the fucking thing, because it's really not cool that shit happens. So anyway, that's my video. That's my rant on Eli Manning and stuff like that. Like I said, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent like that, but I just wanted to get that out there, because if he doesn't make the top 100, like I said, to me it's bullshit. You got to put fucking Cam Newton in there and Flacco. Matt Ryan I'm fine with because his numbers were good, but even Ryan's numbers. 4,600 yards, 4,694 yards, 28 touchdowns, 14 picks. Eli threw 2 more touchdowns, same picks, and about 200 yards less. And yet Ryan makes it, Eli doesn't. That's all I'm saying. So, alright, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Later.